experiences, brothers and sisters. I will share my ups and my downs. So whatever you need assistance with, you can utilize it to turn your thing all the way around. Because here at Nassau, we are the #1 real estate experts with real solutions. But before we get started, I have to talk to you about our sponsor. This podcast is sponsored by, whoa. You ready? Are we ready to show it to him? You ready, Walt? Show it to him, man. Show it to him. The BRRRR 360. Get your tickets now. The early bird ticket ends on July 31st. Tickets prices will go up by $400, man. So get it now. Get your early bird special. And if you get it, I may even throw in one of my fly shirts. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. We got some new ones coming. Okay. So BRRRR 360. But before we get started, man, hey man, give a shout out. Let me introduce my crew. We got my man all the way, still in Bond Hill, Walt Piloted Pipe Piper. What's up, brother? I don't know, man. I can't. There you go. Oh, there you go again. Oh, damn. Okay. Every week.
He's still here.
He's still here. Every week we should fire him.
Nah. Can't do that. I'm too important around here.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
I'm like Mike's right-hand man on the left hand.
If I had two left hands.
I'll be right there, bro.
There you go. And all the way from the Philippines, my man, Wendell the Gooseman. Man. What's up, Win?
Hey, how are you guys?
It's all grateful. What's cracking?
Right, well, so I just bought wings at Murray's, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then one of the people standing by said, "Oh, I like your shirt." Broke the millions.
Really? They did?
Broke the millions. Yep.
You know, I'll be wearing that everywhere, man. I'll be getting around all them white, you know, my kid go to all those white schools now. They be like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you?" Baby, I went from broke to millions. That's all you need to know. Now step back. Step back.
Get the book. I broke the millions.
There you go, man. Get the book, man.
All right. So today, Mike, we're going to talk about BRRRR, how to BRRRR large apartment buildings. You know, like, yes, houses are good, but apartments are even better, right?
Absolutely, Mike? Man.
And then we will talk about the mastermind, you know, which is the only way you can get Mike as a coach. And we're closing it tomorrow, July 22. So, you know, listen.
And I'm so excited about all the things we're doing, especially this mastermind and like the education that everybody's growing. I myself are growing. Mm-hmm. You know, I always had this vision when I'll share later on, this dream to get to $1 billion and not really sure how to get there. Just like, I was like, man, we got to get to $1 billion. I had no idea. This was the whole thing about BHAG. Mm-hmm. No clue how to get there. But I just kept saying it over and over and over again. And the more I said it, the more I started thinking in that direction. And then more and more people start coming in my life that own $1 billion worth of hotels or apartments. Mm-hmm. And it's so crazy because everybody's like, how do you know so many people like that? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, that's everybody. And I was like, no. But the whole point is because I'm gaining the knowledge and the steps to get to $1 billion, there's nothing we're not going to be able to teach people.
Yeah. That's
why I'm so excited. And one of the things I wanted to change my community and uplift people and share with people that it's possible. So you thinking you can't, getting a 4 family is hard. Wait till you try to go for $1 billion. All right. But I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for you and all our listeners for the direction we're going. So we already went from broke to millions. Now we're going to millions to billions.
There you go. All right. And then we'll answer all of your questions, guys. And at the very end of the show, which for me is the most important part of the show, is Mike's Millionaire Mindset Monologue. And it's all about, you know, expanding your mindset. So
Absolutely.
that you go from broke to millions or even millions to billions, right?
That's where we're going.
Because you can learn all of these techniques, you know, until you're blue in the face, right? But if you don't believe that these techniques will work for you, nothing will happen. And what I found, Mike, is that, you know, when I started hanging out with you and Nate, my income and net worth, like, you know, expanded tremendously, right?
Yeah.
So by hanging out with Mike, you know, so you too can become a real estate millionaire, or even more, right? So
Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm doing now. I'm starting to hang with the institutions. I'm starting to hang with the billionaire guys. Like, so, you know, we're pretty excited. So no power? Okay. Hey, Instagram. So look, man, everybody checking in on Zoom, Instagram. Man, tell us where you're from. You know, shout out time. Instagram, I want to make sure you guys can hear me. You guys are locked in, so I think you are. But tell us where you're from. And you know, what are you buying in there, man? Talk it up in the chat, man. Talk it up in both these chats, man. None but love. But
oh, and
yeah.
and
What's
anyone who puts there, like in the comment, like where they're from, you know, I will choose one of you to win a, you know, Mike's book and a t-shirt.
Oh, we're giving a book and a t-shirt out today?
Yep.
So, man, we balling.
But you have to stay until the very end in order
Oh,
to
you
get
gotta
the
stay
book
to the
and
end.
the t-shirt. Yep.
Man, we balling. We giving a shirt and a book. That's a lot.
All right.
Do they got to pay for delivery?
No, we'll pay for it.
Dang it.
Except if you're from Canada.
Oh, same for the Canada. Okay.
Because it's too expensive. Okay. All right, but let's go.
No
Let's go.
international shipping here.
No international. Well, they just got to pay for the internet.
Yeah,
Whatever.
you have to pay
Yeah.
for the international shipping.
All right. Let's go, Walt. So today we're going to talk about how we took 500,000 to 2.1.
That's crazy.
A true BRRRR story. I love that. A true BRRRR story. All right. So let's go. In case you don't know me, I've been investing since 1999. Lost it all. Wait a minute.
It's back.
Oh, the old.
What is
picture.
up with
Sorry.
this? I got a new gig, man.
Yeah, I did not update the picture.
Little blind Michael Ealy is back, baby.
That's why I told you, Mike, have you reviewed the slides? And you said, no, I haven't.
Hey, I put that on one of the new t-shirt designs.
A little
Little blind Michael Ealy sings the blues. So you can cop that.
Hey, people talk about. Oh, when will you put the zoom in for our people on Instagram?
Okay.
But yeah, I recovered in a great recession, and I continued to use no money down techniques. And I had bad credit, and I still went on to buy 1,500 apartment units, 40 houses, 4 hotels. And look, we're on our way to 6 hotels. And yesterday, check this out. I just got my contingency approval to break ground for our 81 million Sarasota hotel.
Wow, that's awesome, Mike.
Yes. So the game is coming alive, bro. Major key. All right, let's get going, man. So let's talk about this, man. What's the BRRRR method? Like, what is this all about? Like, everybody look, I don't know when people start getting these signature acronyms. Is that what these are? Everybody's got a dang acronym. So why not work with it? But if you got to buy, how did we find a deal? We're going to talk about that. Why we decide to buy it. How did we finance it? And, you know, we did the renovate, rent, and then refinance. And then we're going to look at what's the value now. Okay. So did you put the pin?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know how to pin the comment though.
Oh, that's no, here, right here. Bam. Pin.
There you go.
He need work. He needs some milk.
All I need is Heineken.
Oh my God.
The secret sponsor of the show is
God.
Heineken.
Jesus.
All right, let's go.
This is old people drinking beer. For real. Hey, let's just, you know what? We're gonna start doing happy hours with this on Fridays or something, like beer, wine, and real estate. How about that?
Yeah.
Because we need to talk. You know what? We need. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get back.
Numbers.
Yeah, we need to start talking more about the market and where it's going. Right. And so we really need to talk about the recession. But let's go on to this next. Matter of fact, let's talk about that next week. Let's talk about the recession.
Okay.
Because they should officially announce it next week.
Okay.
Officially announced it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, July 28th. When is our show? What date is that? Is that a Thursday?
July 28th. Yep.
They should officially announce we're in a recession. I'll get into that later.
All right.
All right. So one of the first things is, people always asking, how did we find the deal? Well, how did we find the deal? So one of the ways where we find a deal, we actually did a deal with this seller previously. She was motivated because she didn't know, well, I'm not going to, which was weird. She is a legal attorney, and I think she does real estate attorney.
And she has a property manager.
She had a property management, I think something with the husband, and it didn't work out, and they separated, and then they had a partner, and that still wasn't really their skill set. And, it kind of fell apart, and she just wanted to get from up under it. I think she had all cash. Well, no, this one, she had a little debt with cash. And so she agreed to our terms because, we paid $500,000. Well, the reason why she was motivated, and I'm explaining a little more, but like it was vacant, like it was 50% plus vacant.
Yeah, 57%.
Yeah, 50-something% vacant. And we were like, look, and just before we bought, because me and Nate were looking at this previously, it went under contract and fell back out.
Oh, I didn't know.
So at that point, and she's in a C neighborhood like Amwood, and literally it was, child molesters or sexual predators listed on the street.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So they was like, I just want out. And so we went back and we said, look, I'll do this. And they were motivated to do owner financing. And we was like, well, finance half of it at 4.5%, which was at the time was less than the current rate of 6 or 7%. For those of you who are psychologically damaged now because the rates are going up, like, dude, the rates were at 7. Like get a lot
ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. Yep.
Yeah. And so so all we had to do was raise the down payment for the rehab costs, and we did that from 2 private investors. All right. So why
and the investors, are they more debt or are they
on this particular deal, I did a debt and equity deal.
Oh, like a combination.
Wow. When I get into larger deals, not saying this was a larger deal, like typically when you get anywhere over $1 million, I start to do debt and equity. Now, maybe if I was in a different city, I may not, but once you start to get in there, people want to make some more money.
Right. And the good thing with owner finance, right? She doesn't care that you have another.
Yeah, they didn't care about any of it.
But if you do a bank financing, sometimes the bank first doesn't want to have a second. Yeah,
the bank does not want you to have a second behind that mortgage.
Right. Sometimes.
So, sometimes.
I mean,
we still do it. And this is an actual picture of the, before when we did this deal. I had the old windows, the roof was kind of old. But why we did, the main reason that we did it easy, not even really have to do in numbers, the rents were low. At the time, we had just did a deal, and our Oak Harbor deal was one of the first deals we netted $1 million. The rents, we got the 1 bedrooms up to $500. So when we came to this one, we was like, man, we can at least get this to 600, 650.
Right.
They only had the rents at $395.
That's crazy.
Actually, somewhere at 3. It was actually between 3 and 350. What? You're showing love here. It was actually less than 395. They only were 50%, 57% vacant. The rents were super, super low. And I just came out of a deal, so it just made sense. Like, dude, we were at 500 and they were moving to 600. Dude, well, let me tell you the other one. And then the 2-bedroom, they were in that 400, 450 range. They weren't even at 500.
Really?
Not at all. And we knew we could get those rents to like 750. I didn't even have it projected at 800, 850. Guess what happened? When we started renting the building, the first Section 8 came in at like 680 for a 1-bedroom. We was like, what? Then the next 1-bedroom came in at 729. We was like, oh my goodness, we're gonna kill it.
Yeah.
And then the 2 bedrooms, we were only basing that 750. We were getting that for the 1 bedrooms. So we started getting 800, 850. Now today we're getting $1,000
for a 2 bedroom
from a 2 bedroom Section 8.
Man,
unbelievable.
that's awesome.
And now,
so guys, every time you have a deal where the rents are low and it's being mismanaged, that's opportunity. That smells money, right, Mike?
yes, money, baby. I mean, it was funky money. It smelled like money and funky money. Okay. All right. So no, but I mean, but one of the things where like we loved about this, it was just easy. The rents were low and the price was right. Like you didn't really have to do a lot of math.
Yeah, I mean, people were commenting on the post you did a few days ago, like, man, 500,000 for 36 units.
I mean,
that's crazy.
And we bought in the C neighborhood. Now, let's talk about C neighborhoods for a second. Getting started. First of all, let's explain the scale of apartment. There's the A type building, which is like your high-end neighborhood, top rent echelon. So in Cincinnati, Hyde Park, Westchester, Mason. Those will all be considered A markets.
In other words, those are places we all want to live in.
Yeah, they got great schools, people paying a lot of taxes, etc. Right? The B market is kind of the step down. Middle class, a lot of middle class, low to middle class, right?
So this is the median household income.
Yep.
65,000 a year.
Yeah, my mom
50 to 60,000.
Yeah. Maybe 80. Yeah. And then C is your what do you call workforce housing, right? And these are the people that probably make 50,000, $24,000 to $50,000. And then anything below that, you're starting to go into low income.
Yeah, D or F.
Right. So this was a C neighborhood, okay, with a D property. So now what does that mean is it's a C neighborhood, but the property just wasn't up to par. Like, as you can see, the windows were old, the roof was bad, the units weren't up to date. They had old kitchen cabinets, things like that. And so we brought it up to actually a B property, but it was in a C neighborhood.
Got it.
And now we're kind of almost getting B minus rents, C plus B minus rents.
Nice. So
yeah. So let's go on to the next one, man. So let's talk about how we analyze this deal. We just a quick down and dirty. Some of you people, when you start looking at these deals, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to spend 4 or 5 hours analyzing this deal. I got to drive past it. I got to do this. I got to do it. Dude, back of the napkin, you can do this in like 3 minutes or less.
Yeah. And for those of you who doubt that, like, it really is that quick. Like, when I present a deal to Mike takes his calculator and spends like, 5 minutes, and it's like, if it's a bad deal, it's like, no, that's it.
Yeah, no, I mean, and a lot
too
of
much time on it.
There's a lot of other metrics that I look at. For example, we look at price per door. Like the current market now, at least C properties are selling at 55 to 75 a door. So if you come to me talking about 120,000 a door, I'm gonna tell you it's a no deal, right? I'll have to look at it. But let's look at this back of the paper napkin is what I said. So on this one, we just said, hey, the average rent will be 700. We'll have an occupancy of 90%. And we're saying expense ratio is 55%, meaning 55% of the expenses will go to expenses.
50% of the gross rent goes
to 55% of the gross rent will go to expenses, and the other 45 will go to the NOI, the bottom line, before debt. So simply 700 times 36, right? Times 12. And then you see this 1 minus 90%. That's just saying minus the 10% vacancy.
Yeah, actually, it should be 1 minus 10%.
Yeah, right. Well, that's okay, but we know what you're saying.
Yeah.
10%, and then minus this expense ratio, which comes out to a number of 122,000 a year net income. So 122,472. Now, not even at that time, it was a 10 cap, but we'll use that.
Mhm.
But that's me being conservative as well.
Right. Right.
I knew it was worth more than the 10 cap, but we did it anyway.
Yeah.
And that came out to a value of 1.2. And so I thought this was a good deal. Like we were going to be all in for 514. We'll do renovations for 250. So we'll be all in for 760 and we get a valuation of 1.2. So what is that? That's like 400, 450, 430, almost a $430,000 profit.
Then
right?
after commission around 350 or
Right.
400.
Yeah. So that's a good deal. I mean, I put
That's without cash flow, and then with cash
yeah,
flow.
I didn't even, I mean, we doubled our money, triple. Well, that was a 3x, almost 2.5x.
Yeah.
Two,
Yeah.
2.5x on just the sale of the property, not even commissions.
Nice.
Right. But look what we did. All right. Look at what we did.
That's the pro forma. And Mike is so super conservative with your pro forma. Sometimes it's like, man, this is a
Yeah,
deal,
we
but
stopped.
Mike's
We
like,
stopped
"No,
ourselves from
let's-"
deals.
Yeah, it's like,
Well, show them what we just did, man. Hit him with the major key. Oh, not yet.
Major key.
There you go. Go back.
go back
That's
to the renovation.
what right there. Okay. So some of you guys are like, well, what did you do? What was so different? I mean, it wasn't really major. As you can look to the top left, you see the before picture. We actually brought, no, I think that was the same stove. Some got new stoves. We put, even if those cabinets there, we replaced that, put a new countertop, got a new fridge. Some of them, all of them had that like vinyl thing right there. So we replaced it, put some vinyl wood flooring. And the ones that had wood, we kept the wood. Those that wood was bad, we put that carpet. Then you look at the bathroom, you can see that the tile was in pretty solid shape. So we left that, but we did replace the toilet and the vanity because putting a new toilet reduced the water cost, you know, as Nate loves to do these energy audits. And then we put a new vanity. Some of you are like, well, why didn't you replace the towel? I mean, the towel was in good shape. It blended. Now, I will say the only thing I would have done that I really wanted Nate to do is you can see that's got those 3 nozzles there. So hot, cold, and then shower. I would prefer to convert that to a single valve because when you get it to a single valve, you cut out all on your maintenance because what happens is you got 3 different valves at any given time. One of those valves, they have a spring or a little nut inside of it and it goes bad.
Yep. That's
that rubber gasket. Yeah, the spring, the rubber gasket. A pain to find sometimes. So just convert it to a single valve and then you can put this face plate that covers all those holes up and you cut down on your maintenance because you know, if one of them goes bad, everything goes bad. But if you put a new one in, I mean, that's good. So we put new blacktop around, placed all the windows, gutted the bathroom. Well, not this one, but we gutted some of the bathrooms, placed all the kitchen cabinets, flooring, carpets, resanded flooring. I mean, bottom line, we were in it for like 7,600 a unit. So we spent 275. So about 25,000 more than we anticipated. But look what happened after that. When, I mean, what will you show them what we did? So the actual numbers, we increased the rents to an average of 805. Occupancy increased at 95%. And guess what?
So wait, Mike. So you're telling me you were able to simultaneously increase the rent.
Yeah, give him a
increase
drum roll,
the
man.
occupancy.
Hey, give him a drum roll. And because of that,
That's crazy.
we increased the value to $2.1 million.
Nice.
How about that? How about that?
From 500,000.
Yeah, just 500,000, man.
That's
And look,
4x.
that's just what we do, man. Some of you are like, man, how you do that? No, that's what we do, man. Sometimes you just gotta be patient, man. And look, now some of you be like, man, I'm making more money. Shouldn't my expenses go down? And no, you know, expenses can go up. Okay. Like the first year we in February, rents, we only did because we were in the process of rehabbing it down. We were down below 10,000 gross income. But the following year we got just shy of 20,000. And then you can see we kept growing 19 to 20. We grew just over 24. I think now we're at just over 26, 27,000 in gross income collected. and maintenance is still staying there. The only thing that we probably should have done is the roofs. I did a couple of the roofs, but we didn't do all the roofs. And that's the only thing left. But after that, I mean, this thing is completely done. We did new plumbing on a lot of these.
Wow.
Updated the boilers. I mean, this C area is running like a class B.
The cool thing is because you are vertically integrated, your cost of renovation is a lot lower than what other investors would pay, right?
Say that one more time.
Because of the vertical integration,
Yeah,
cost of
no, I
renovation
mean-
is significantly less.
Yeah, but now sometimes we did that to get to where we needed to be. We had to control costs. And I still work to reduce costs. Like our hotel guys, everybody was like 2 times more than them. And I was like, man, I don't care. I'm not paying it. And went to a convention and met our guys, and now they renovated basically the work is even better than our work and cheaper. Like I can't, if the only thing I would guide them a little more because they just got so much work, they just need a little more guidance.
Are they done with the Worthington Hotel yet?
No, we just completed the 4th floor.
Oh, dope.
And now we're on the 3rd floor renovating, and they're working on the exterior. We're just waiting on the permit.
Sweet.
But like I now have a construction crew for the hotels, and we have a construction crew for the apartments. I mean, this one apartment crew is so gangster. They literally will renovate a unit occupied in one freaking day.
What?
That's how they doing that old build a house. You remember that build a house and they leave for vacation in a day?
Yeah.
They doing something like that, bro. I was like, shit, this.
They doing like a barn raising.
Yeah,
It's like a whole bunch of Amish people out there.
they bringing it, man. No, and it's pretty exciting, man. So, yeah, let's go on to the next one. And so here, man, some of you was like, man, that ain't true. That ain't what you did. Look, here it is.
That's the HUD settlement statement.
We had a gross amount due of 792. That paid everything off. That 792 was paying all our investors. They gave us a loan of 1.2. Plus we had fees like appraisal, so they deduct that. After it was all said and done, from the 1.2 and basically let's round off the 800 we owed, walked away with 400 grand.
Nice.
60% loan to value. And then look,
that's tax-free.
Tax-free. And guess what? We paid all our investors off. And guess what? This thing still is increasing in value. This is kicking ass. There's no other way to explain it.
Yeah. So right now it has 900,000 in equity, plus you paid off all the investors.
I paid people off, and I still got 900,000 in equity.
Plus you have 400,000 tax-free in yours and Nate's pockets. That's awesome.
Well, it was in our pockets. I don't know where it is now.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, Mike, do you remember this, like 100,000 that you invested in? Oh, what is that? It's like, how can you forget 100,000, Mike?
Man, listen, when you get there, I'm looking like I had like 300 grand and I transferred it. And, cause that's why I don't like transferring stuff all the time. I'd rather somebody transfer it and then they log it in my books. I transferred like 300 grand. I was like, where the hell I send that? I'm looking at it. I was like, I don't know why. Like somebody stole my money. You stole my money. And then I was like, oh, I bought another house.
Okay.
Oops.
Yes, and this is absolutely true, guys. When I asked Mike, so Mike, how many units do you own now? I don't know. because he would buy, then he would sell, then he would.
Yeah,
buy
like
and
I'm
refinance,
buying and sell. Like yesterday, I go to the account and I got a wire for like 200 grand. I was like, "The fuck is this for?" It was like, "Oh yeah, we sold another building." I was like, "Damn, I didn't know we was under contract."
That's a good situation.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying.
It's
I'm
like-
not saying that to be an asshole. I'm just like, man, you get surrounded with an amazing team,
Yeah.
and things will happen.
Yep.
But listen, the problem is it's never enough. Okay, it's never fucking enough.
Yep.
You got to keep going after it. And the reason for me, like I'm on this $1 billion kick. The wind knows and everybody. I've always said it, but I just kept saying it. And now like, I know the pathway has open. And so now we're going after it. And I'm literally talking to the guys that's already done it.
Yeah. So guys, if you
We're in the same room.
yeah. So if you think this is all just Mike bragging to you guys, it's not. You know, this is, you know, if you look past beyond what your preconceived notions as to what, you know, like what humility is or how one achieves goals, look past beyond your preconceived notions, because if you're feeling uncomfortable hearing that, then that means, you know, you need to expand beyond what you're capable of, and you can do it. You just need to hang out
I'm
with the right
glad you
people.
said that, man, because I would say $1 billion. I'm like, I would cringe, like, man, you sound stupid. You don't know nobody that ever did $1 billion.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, well, there's $1 billion companies.
So
And
why
then I
not?
started hanging around. I started meeting billionaires. I was like, oh, and then multimillionaires and on and on and on. Look, man, whatever it is you want, just go after it. That's it.
Yep.
Dream big. Let's go on to the next one, man. I think we have it. So 2 things you need to learn so you can do a BRRRR deal like this. You got to find and analyze large apartment deals. And you got to learn how to raise private capital. And look, when you want to take it to a whole nother level, you could be a machine like some of these other people. And they just raising money left and right. Because look, even the syndicators have a system that, or these, I'm sorry, institution. They raising money from private people to invest. You're like, where did the institution get all this money from? They just raised it from person to person, right? And they created the system and they created some kind of bacon.
And then they look for the people who can find the deals, right?
Here's the crazy thing. Some of you are like so worried about raising private capital. And I'm not going to say it's easy. It is a challenge. But understand, just like for those of you who are out there working that literally get up in the morning to go to a job, there are people that wake up every morning and their job is to give out this 50 to 100 to 300, 400 million. It's their job. You're just not in the same room.
Yep. Exactly.
I need you to get in the same room. I am. Look, you think I'm somewhere. Some of you be like I'm telling you, I got about 200, 250 million in real estate. All right. I got it. Okay. So, but I keep trying to elevate and get into the bigger rooms. And that's what gets me to the pathway. You need to get in the bigger room and give up some things. Like even today, man, I got to give up watching binging on some of my favorite shows. Hey, have any of y'all watched Ted Lasso on there? And the Loop? Like, I love those shows, man. But give it up.
And I know you gave up on poker. The
Poker?
On your mobile phone.
Oh yeah, you remember I play poker?
Yeah.
I pick up a bad habit. I get rid of one and pick up another one.
So in other words, Mike is just like you, human like you. And if Mike can do it, so can you. Okay.
Yeah. Like when I first started, man, I curse a lot, right? So I wanted to stop. So, but even that, forget that part. I wanted to clear my mind so I could just focus on real estate and find the deals and letting ideas to come. So I quit listening to like rap music and heavy metal. I love everything. But rap music, heavy metal, that's not, that's a lot of fun. I love them. Little Baby, Dub Baby, all of them. I love all them cats, right? But I gave it up for classical. And that settles the mind, it helps the mind grow. Like, man, I'm all into it, man. And now I'm about to go back into this zone again because we got to get this bag.
Yep. All
right, let's go on to the next one. What we got? So if you have some real estate investing experience or some leadership experience or some entrepreneurship or some any kind of experience, and you want to do massive passive income through multifamily or hotels, well, this is what you got to do. Well, what they got to do? Well, we have our Big Deal Maker Mastermind open until July 22nd.
That's
Right.
tomorrow.
That's tomorrow, my birthday.
Mhm.
So you have a chance to join me on my birthday for the last Big Deal Maker session. It is going to be over, and you can learn how to do these deals. All right. And look, I don't care if you get a 4-family. I don't care if you buy a big condo. Get out there and start doing some real estate. Quit talking about it, take action. The difference between everybody was like, Mike, well, not everybody, but a lot of people like, what's so different about your course? What's so different?
Number one, it's not a course per se.
There you go.
It's a lot more than that, but we'll go through that actually.
Let's just say it's about action.
Mhm.
It's clear, like, yeah, I mean, look, you can go, listen, go to ccim.org, right?
Yeah, that's
Go join. I don't care who class you go join all of them. The difference between mine and theirs, we train and teach to take action. I don't want you just studying. I don't want you just learn. I want you to take action.
Yeah, it's about implementation and collaboration, which again,
Yeah.
we'll go through the,
Let's go on to the next one. Let's break this down. So in my Big Deal Mastermind, by the numbers, they've acquired and invested over 2,300 units. And this is this 2-year period, 1-year period?
Yeah, it varies because some,
Some coming.
did that in 1 year, some did that in 18 months. So it's like combination, I guess. Yeah.
Invested in 231 keys, and they raised over 5.7. Now, this is not including what I've done. This is students that just came into the game.
Yep. And some of them started with like nothing. Some of them is like, okay, maybe they acquired land, or maybe they acquired like single family homes, and then they went from that to owning apartments and hotels, which is crazy.
No, I love it, man. Let's go on to the next one. So, and then look, here are these guys, man. Some of the successful mind members. Tim Vest, Robert Musil, Alex Chan, Gasper, Keisha Kennedy, Kellen's working on his hotel deal. Malika, she was only 3 or 4 months in, about 100 units.
Yep.
Ralik, Brian's just killing the game. And Dia, she's just a maniac.
The boutique hotel queen and
queen. What is she calling? What is she calling herself? She the Airbnb boss. I'll tell you that. And then Alex Chan, I thought he was a madman. I was like, yo, slow down. Literally invested from 0 to 800 units in 1 year.
That's crazy.
That's on his Facebook page.
I mean, Tim is now at 900 units, and yeah, he's our most successful mastermind member.
I ain't teaching y'all nothing else.
And Keisha was able to raise like, I don't know,
I'm
like
sick of all of y'all.
420 units now, and she's not even in the United States, guys.
Do you know? But look, do you know how long it took me to get where I am?
That's why I said.
And these people are jumping to 1,000 units in like 18 months or less.
Yeah, so it's like they're able to accomplish in 18 months what took you 18 years to do.
Probably.
So crazy. I mean,
thanks for saying it like that.
If you like to cut your learning curve, then join. If not, then yeah, wait 18 years.
I mean, that's why I played around, and now I've been watching a lot of these guys develop, these billionaire guys, and I was like, I know what I want, and now I'm going after it, and we're just hanging around.
And you're actually doing the same thing that you teach, Mike, right? Because you're basically masterminding with the billionaires now. Whereas our students masterminded with you and our millionaire coaches.
Yeah, and it ain't no different.
They too will do what you have done.
It's different levels to the game.
But you're playing a bigger game.
It's different levels to the game. It's different levels to the game.
And you're walking
gang.
And you just said you stopped listening to rap music, listen to classic.
That's true.
That's why I'd be making all this music up.
You gotta make that shit up to compensate.
And I was about to say you walk the talk, but okay. All right, man. But no, seriously, Mike walks the talk. So,
hey, but if you want to learn more, are you next? Is this something you want to do? Do you want to net $1 million or gain 900 in equity? Say yes or yes.
Yeah.
Yes or yes in the chat.
Those in the chat.
If you want to buy a multi-unit, yes or yes. Do you want to get some hotels? Yes or yes. You want to raise millions of dollars in capital? Yes or yes. This is the time to shine. Quit messing around. Get you a coach. Look, maybe this program's not for you, but I still encourage you to get a coach and get out there and take action. Quit talking. Hey, like we always say, man, be about it. Barbecue or mildew. Which one you want to do? Huh? Barbecue. I know. They were like, what? What is that? Okay.
Okay.
But look, why is Mike's Big Deal Maker so successful? You get the knowledge, you leverage on people's network, you get coaching. We got like 3 or 4 coaches in our group.
Yeah, 4 coaches.
We teach you how to talk to private investors. You get documents that I've paid $50,000, $30,000, $40,000 on.
And you get the template. So it's like, man, that alone is worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So guys, I mean, for those of you who don't know, when you raise money from private investors, you need to use the right documents to do that. Otherwise, you'll get in trouble with the SEC, Securities and Exchange Commission. And some people actually went to jail because they did not do it the right way. So if
That's
you have
right.
the right documents, but well, you still need to work with an attorney, but instead of paying 15, 20,000, you know, then you get a discount because, hey, you have a template already, but you need to still modify that for your deal and for your state.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Big shout out to Jamar, because Jamar like, I don't want a mildew. I want barbecue.
There you go.
Hey, what kind of sauce you use, Jamar? I'm mad. They used to have this Jack Daniels barbecue sauce. They don't have it no more.
Man, but Mike,
Oh, you said A1. A1 from day one. A1 from day one.
For barbecue. Okay. Anyway, so as far as like your network or resources, Mike, right? So like I know, like 3 weeks ago, you literally told one of our mastermind members, Mark, hey, call this person, and you gave him the phone number of this guy who can do like waterfront developments.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the value of that, guys? You know, if that deal materializes because of that resource, Mark will become a deca millionaire with just one deal. Just one deal.
Yeah, I mean, we have multiple people do.
Yeah. Just because of the network that you can leverage on, you know, like Mike can give you property managers, hotel operators, you know, lenders. I mean, it's crazy. So that's why this is not a course. This is basically a system to help you go from single family homes to apartments and hotels. So
absolutely. All right, let's go on to the next one, man. What we got here? You get 3 coaches. There's financing available. $12,000 course. And these are some of your coaches, Tim, Davon. Matter of fact, Davon's right now, as we speak, is sitting with the CFO and CEO of IG in the Atlanta region.
Yeah.
Or the president, something, I don't know. But one of them ups. She's a deal connector in the hotel game.
Yeah. I mean, during our mastermind breakout session last week, Mike, Davon referred a hotel operator to Johan's, one of our newer mastermind member.
No, she knows everybody.
Yeah. So it's like that's the kind of connections that you get when you join the mastermind. And that's why it's not cheap nor free, right?
And then even
Mike's time is not cheap nor free.
Yeah. And even if they do, they don't have a connection. They train you to find the right connection. So these are all the things, man. So look, man, join for the mastermind. Tomorrow is the last day. So enough of that. Let's get out of here.
Next slide on how. Okay, so let me talk this, Mike. So
okay, I'll let you talk this.
So on the chat, you know, raise your hand if you want to attend our mastermind coaching call for free tomorrow only. Okay. And I will send you the Zoom link and passcode privately. Okay. And also you need to apply nasoinvest.com/waitlist. And again, guys, we will close the mastermind tomorrow. So join now before it's too late. I mean, as Mike pursues this, $3 billion goal now.
Yeah, everybody keeps raising the goal. I was at $1 billion.
He might be too busy to do this mastermind. This is not a joke.
No,
okay?
Seriously, to get to this $1 billion, I'm gonna have to shift my focus. So.
Yeah. So if you guys want to attend for free, you know, just for tomorrow, raise your hand. I'll send you the Zoom link. But definitely apply at nasoinvest.com/waitlist. We don't accept everybody. All right. So we will see you tomorrow then.
Okay. Yes, we got yes here. Somebody asked me what is 800 units. That's apartments. Those are the number of doors you have in an apartment. So, but next week we'll talk about how to raise private capital, even if your friends or family are broke. But we may change that to talk about inflation and recession. I think that's really important for our people to talk about. That's something we need to chop it up about.
Cool.
I've been really studying that, and we get some charts. They really need to understand that. So, how to raise private capital and a little bit of recession and inflation and what that's going to do to the market. All right. So what we got? We got questions and answers right now.
Yep.
All right. So somebody like to do. There's A. Lopez on Instagram and LaShonda on here. They need a link here. Win a walk on Instagram. So
you mean for the mastermind coaching call tomorrow? Okay. All right.
So let's see. We got 2 questions. Yeah. So Caden 12, when are you having your in-person and where? I had bad reception if you covered this before. I apologize. I was doing that last week. But I will be at the BRRRR 360 and we can chop it up there and talk about investments and projects and things that we're working on. So yeah, that's where you can come there. What else we got? I like to send me the link. It's Instagram. When did you see Walt? You see anything? You're welcome for the motivation.
Any questions? So guys, what are your questions about BRRRR, about apartment investing in general, or even hotel investing? You can ask us now before, before we end the show.
Yeah, we try to drop straight gems, bro. So when JV, if they bring to buy, I would love to learn syndicating on my MF, but now I just wanted to get a deal done. Yes. Money, Mike. Yep. Okay. So you know what? I think this is an important topic, man. We got through that. Let's talk about this recession and correction. All right. This is some important information because this is going to adjust you on how you purchase. Because you can't keep purchasing like you were when the rates were low. You're going to have to adjust because one, the value is not going to be there. We're not going to be buying at this 4 or 5 cap right now, at least in the Midwest. Yep. The rates are going to change. So what is the recession? What is a recession? So first of all, inflation. Let's start there. What is an inflation? An inflation is when you have too much money in the market. And so, and you don't have enough supply. So because there's a great demand for what the product is, the price increase. But then on top of it, there's a shortage. And so in order to increase to meet that demand, people have to hire more people or they increase their plant, right? They want to increase more production so they get more people. So they hire all these people to hurry up to create this product, let's say a Tesla, and they work so hard to produce this product, but then all of a sudden we go into this recession, and at that point, people cool off from spending money. So then they got to lay all these people off, and you still didn't meet the product that they need, and people are spending less money, and now we go into this recession. So let's go a little deeper than that. So with this inflation, that's based on what they call consumer price index or the GDP. All right. And so when that continues to be reported every year, consumer price index is to talk about all the goods and services that we provide. They're sold over, within a quarter. They take an average of all the sales. And if it continues to be negative for 2 quarters in a row, that means that we're in a recession. So, but for years, almost 13 years, I don't know how many months that is, 66 something months, maybe 72, we were in a positive growth. But for the last 2 quarters, we've been in a negative growth. So that means we're in a recession. But it only happens when they announce it. And so they announce basically 30 days after they get the report. Now, what happens when they report their recession? Well, you know, I think it's more psychological, man, but, you know, because what they do to offset, now I'm gonna jump back into inflation, how they have offset the inflation is they raise the rates. So why they do that? Because if you can get, you have all this excess money and now you can get cheap money to buy whatever you want, that keeps driving costs. So if you raise the rates, that should reduce the cost, right? So when you're reducing the cost, people are not selling as much because they can't get the cheap money, because so the money is expensive. So the demand for the product decreases. And so when you have that negative growth, because the feds keep increasing the rate, that's why we have this negative consumer price index. And that's why we're going into a recession. That was a lot of information. Was that, did that make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody understanding that?
So Mike, to be more accurate, the economic growth, if it's negative for the first like 2 quarters
That's
in a
right.
row,
Yes.
then you are technically in a recession.
That
So
is
that means the economy is contracting instead of expanding. Whereas CPI, or the consumer price index, that's a measure of inflation.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry. Thank you.
right now it's at 9.1%, and that has been the highest since 1981. So 40-year high. And so like the combination of high inflation and recession, that's why some people are saying that we may be looking at a stagflation in which prices of goods are increasing, but you know, people are losing jobs at the same time, which is crazy, because usually when unemployment is very low, then you have inflation because people have money to buy things. But now it's like, you know, like worst case scenario, people don't have money to buy things, and yet prices are increasing still, which is crazy.
No, and what's so crazy, every recession, every inflation is different.
Yeah, that's true.
One guy was saying, look, all recessions or corrections are not the same, but they do rhyme.
Yeah, like history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes.
Yeah, but it does rhyme. And so the crazy thing about this recession is it's not like the last Great Recession, because the last Great Recession was was all really based on bad mortgage notes. And so they had all these notes that nobody injected equity. They were over leveraged. They weren't conscious of what they were buying, right? So all that went to hell in a handbasket. And so everything was for sale. Where this time, even though we have inflation and recession, and a lot of people were in them, you know, those ARM mortgages. Well, a lot of these people are in fixed rates. They have equity. The value of the house increased, even with the cool off of the interest rates. They still have value in the house. So if they get laid off or foreclosed on, they still potentially could sell their house at a profit, right? But here's the thing: not only does typically the raising of the rate slow it down, but you have gas prices increasing. You have your food increasing, and the rents are at an all-time high. Across the country, rents have increased by 18 to 30% in 1 year.
That's crazy. So
for that person that's 50,000 below, they begin squeezed. I mean, you can barely put gas in your car, you barely pay rent, and your groceries are high. Those are your 3 main things. And then if you're trying to buy a house, you can't afford what you could use to buy. For example, let's do $1 million, because that's just easier math. For $1 million, if the rate was at 3%, you're paying an annual of $30,000 a month.
$30,000 a year.
$30,000 a year, which is what, about
interest.
Well, yeah, and interest. So that was what?
2,500.
2,500 a month.
Mhm.
Whereas now the rates, let's say for easy math, jump up to 10%, but it's not there, but it's up there. Now that's $100,000.
Which
You
is,
see the
which
difference?
is 8,300.
You can't buy as much house with $100,000 a year payment, annual payment. Now it's not going to go up that much, but it would go up to 50 or 60.
Yeah.
So, you know, your payment doubles.
Yeah, more than doubles actually.
So these are the tough things about the recession and correction. And so in order to get things back, or in order to cool this inflation off, they got to make the money more expensive. But the problem is there's so much still money out here. Like people were getting money. The government gave too much money and they were overproducing it. Like, I'm happy that the government took care of the people this time, right? But that's why we're in this inflation now. People got PPP money that never should have got. There was, as a matter of fact, this was one of the biggest frauds against the country ever. The government. So many people, when they got their money, they used it to buy cars, houses, instead of investing back into the employees.
Yeah, some even bought like stocks.
Yeah.
With it.
Well, at least they bought some stocks. I ain't mad, but dude, at least buy a business to help
true.
replace that money. Cause I mean, that's cheap money.
Right.
So that's the whole point about increasing the rates, that they want to cool off this inflation and try to bring this back. But you know, I think at some point people are going to go back to work, but I don't know, man. I think it just in the US, nobody wants to work anymore.
Yeah.
Hell, I don't want to work anymore. I ain't mad at it.
I found them.
And the problem is,
I found everybody.
You found
Where
her?
they went.
Where'd they go?
Everybody that worked at McDonald's and places like that, that's not have anybody right now.
Yeah.
They're all doing Uber and Uber Eats and DoorDash and all that.
There's so many opportunities more to make money.
They're doing
and
like
not being
Instacart,
confined.
all
Yeah.
those different types of things, because it's work when you want to.
Yeah.
And you can make more money doing it that way.
Yeah.
That's where all them people went.
But do you really think they're making more money? Some may. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
I mean, with the price of gas, I can't see how you're making any money.
man, I like I said, man, when I go to that tank, I think they putting a gun to my head. Seriously, man, that Escalade was $150, man.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So
Mike,
I mean, I can afford that.
Mike, do you know?
I'm
how
thinking about
much-
the other people. You know, what's that?
Do you know how much is the national debt right now?
What's the national debt right now?
$30 trillion.
30 trillion.
And so for the Federal Reserve to increase interest rates in order to counter inflation, you know, they say that it has to be like, you know, like in the 1970s, the inflation rate was 15%, and the Feds, you know, Paul Volcker increased the interest rate to 20%.
Oh yeah, I remember. That was was that in the 70s?
Yeah, late 70s. So I mean, if the Feds increase the interest rate to 20%, we will have a depression, not just a recession, because you know 20% of $30 trillion, that's $6 trillion that the government has to pay per year.
Man, they ain't paying that.
In interest only.
Man, look,
So the
there's a
bottom
hustle.
line is they cannot control inflation, unfortunately. So we will have like a period of maybe 3 to 5 years of high inflation. And historically, if you look through history, Mike, the number one of the top investment or asset class that did well during high inflation is real estate.
Absolutely.
So it's like, man, this is like
And the people,
a good time to buy real estate.
the people that get hurt most about the recession don't even know they're in it. And that was me.
at that time, yeah.
Well, at that time, I had no idea what was going on. I was like, this is daily life, bro. What are you talking about? Let's see. They got a question here. She says, I'm a solo mom wanting to buy when the market was hot. I couldn't grab anything. Now the rates are hot. Look, I mean, the rates were high back when I bought. Like, I never worried about the rates. I always worried about the deal. Like I was buying with interest rates at 10 to 15% interest only in 5 points.
Yeah, that's hard money. Yep.
Yeah, I was doing hard money. So,
But I know back in 1999, Mike, when you started, the interest rate, the mortgage interest rates for residential homes is like 8%.
yeah, they were
So, and then
8%.
now people are complaining interest rate is 6%. It's like, I can't do a deal.
You know, it's funny. I just bought a house and I got my interest rate locked in at like 3%.
Nice.
Oh man, I'm glad you said that. So, guys like you get a house, the price keeps going up, but that's where it creates the demand because now you could sell your house at a markup, but you're like, I'm not selling. Like, yes, I can net $100,000 tomorrow if I sell my house, and then I know a lot of people like I'm selling, but where are you gonna go? You can't find nothing. And then if you do, you're paying 6, 7, 8%. Why would you give up that cheap money? It doesn't make sense. So so not only that, more and more people are going to start renting again. It's already there. Like there's already demand, and more people are trying to do Airbnb, but then they're working on a lot of restrictions so people can't do Airbnb.
But it's funny. I just talked to a friend of mine. He was like, he was looking for a 3-bedroom apartment or house, and they wanted $3,500. Bruh.
You know, I'm not trying to be an asshole. That's my mortgage payment.
I'm
I got
just
$1
saying,
million house. That's an apartment.
That's $3,500 a month for an apartment.
Yeah, man.
Come
There's
on,
people like, just New York and California. I think California like 55. Matter of fact, I remember when I went to LA, I was 26 years old. That's, I don't know, 25 years ago. Freaking rents were 12 to 1,800 then. And you know, my highest rent was 6, 7, 800. I was like, that's bananas.
Yeah. But then
now it's not common. I mean, it's common now. It's common to see it that high.
Yeah. So the roll home solution is a grand interest rate hike followed by a quantitative tightening.
What that old man say? The rent's too damn high.
yeah, so there's a question on Facebook.
Yeah.
About what do you do now that the interest rate is high? Like, how do you like?
No, you adjust, but
are interest rates affecting your offers?
Absolutely.
From L. Omar Barcenas.
Absolutely. Like, so people, when let's say the market cap rate was at a 6 cap. Well, you cannot pay a 6 cap with a higher interest rate. You know, when you're paying 7 or 8%. So guess what? They're going to have to give on the price or that property is going to sit. Is that it? It's that simple. There's multiple retrades already on property. So you can write it up. I mean, look, the only difference is so many people are like, oh my gosh, I can't find a deal because of the interest rate. No. Yes, it's correct. You can't buy it and cash flow it at a 4% rate. Why? Because you're not getting a 4% rate. So now you got to put your rate, you know, your calculations based on a 6%. And you got to base it that you may sell at a 7 or 8 cap. So you got to readjust. And then whatever that number is that makes you get to your 8 to 10 to 12 or 20% project cash on class and that 2X, then that's your new price. It's nothing different. You just got to adjust your numbers again. You know, like when the interest rates were at 8, 7, and 8%, everything was selling at a 7 and 8 cap. Then they slowly started creeping to 6, 5, and 4. Now, Miami, New York, you know, California, you guys are a different story. But for the most part out here, that's what it was. But now that rates are creeping back up, guess what? Cap rates are increasing again.
Yeah. So that means, guys, in layman's terms, prices will have to go down because cap rates are increasing.
Yeah.
So that's actually good news, right? Because now you can buy properties at a lower price.
But again,
because of higher cap rates.
But again, I tell you, people, this is psychological, right? Dude, you were just at 7 to 8% a couple of years ago. Stop it. Stop it. But that's why a lot of people jumped in. It was like, ooh, I can buy this building and I can get a 2-3% cap rate. I don't even care about overpaying because now I can cash flow and I got this term, a 3-4 year term. And so I'll just refinance or sell because by then I should be able to get the rates up. And quite frankly, I thought that theory was crazy, but for the most part, I mean, it's showing that that process may end up working.
Well,
I just didn't want to try that. That was too close for me.
Yeah. I mean, it was working until it won't, right?
There you go. Right.
So,
I mean,
you know.
so for example, though, seriously, I knew we was going to get inflation. I didn't think we was going to get that 9%. Right. But what happens is, but I should have known COVID, we were down for what, 2-3 years?
2 years, yeah.
And so we lost appreciation during those periods of times, right? So we should have recaptured the potential appreciation we'd have got. So basically, since Ohio appreciates at 2.5 to 3% a year. So at the most, we should have 6% inflation. That some biscuit went to 9.
Yep.
So, and I don't know if it's going to cool off. I will say I'm pretty confident that when they announce the recession, the stock market is going to take another dip next Thursday. And I say, go ahead. I mean, if you're in the stocks, I would buy a couple here and then, buy them in layers because you never really know when it's going to bottom out.
Yeah. Dollar cost average.
Yeah. But yeah, crypto's coming back. Yeah. What is that? ETF, not ETF. Ether. Ethereum.
Yeah.
That's coming back.
Yeah. Ether increased from 900 plus to 1,500. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was down. I thought it was going to go to 6, but I think it's going to hit another dive next week and then it'll pump back up. Even Tesla was down. Tesla was up to what, 1,200? It dropped all the way down to 600.
Yeah, 650, and then now I think it's up to like
7.
over 800 now.
Oh, is it 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, could have bought. I think it's still going to take one more hit. Okay, what else we got here?
Yes.
Anybody got questions on that inflation? Did that make sense? Did the recession make sense to you guys? So this is where your market. This is where you have to adjust. It's not that you can't buy deals. I've bought deals in every correction or cycle of real estate.
And even during hot markets, right? I
bought in the hot market. I bought in the cold market. I bought when it was all cash market. I bought multiple markets. And it doesn't matter, man. You just have to adjust to how you purchase. It's really that simple. Don't get caught up like, look, they say if people still like, I'm selling this, like somebody sent some over today and they want $120,000 a door for these apartments. I was like, well, if the interest rates were still at 3%, maybe, but I still wouldn't have bought it.
Right.
But that to me is really only like a 70, 80,000 a door, but people are just putting stuff out there to see what they can get.
Yeah. Like one deal we evaluated during our mastermind, because one of the things that we give our mastermind members, guys, is access to real deals that they can evaluate and then check with their coaches is this a deal or not, right? So because of Mike's influence and track record, like he gets deals forwarded to him. Like Mike doesn't even have to like look hard for deals. The deals come to him. Sometimes there are too many deals and we farm out the deals to our mastermind members for them to evaluate. And if it's a deal that we end up buying, then they become part of the deal just for analyzing it, right? So, but anyway, last Friday, we got this deal, like this wholesaler is trying to wholesale this for $63 million.
Oh, did Kevin talk to you about that?
And it's only worth like 30. I was like, what? That's crazy.
Did I tell you what Kevin? So Kevin actually saw that deal. He knew the deal. They actually submitted on that offer because the wholesaler was trying to mark it up that much.
That's crazy.
I guess it was some kind of daisy chain.
Yeah.
The thing was only worth like 30 something million. That's
Right.
what they submitted their offer for.
Okay.
So they should have an answer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, we farm it out to our master members, and even like the new members, they, you know, after learning our system, they came up with the same conclusion. It's like, you know, it's overpriced, you know. So yeah. But the bottom line, guys, you can buy and invest in real estate in any market, but how you buy and invest will depend on the market. Yeah. As Mike said, you gotta adjust. So
hey, Walt, click on that Q&A and then check Facebook. Then after that, we're gonna close out here. Oh, that's just New Yorker here. Okay, Jack.
all right.
All right.
Anything on Instagram? Any questions, guys, on Instagram?
No, not on Instagram. We wrapped them up here.
All right.
Of course, just drinks and market trends. Yeah, let's see. She knows how to do it. Our entry rates affecting your offers yet? When with the next mastermind, we got that. Okay. All right. All right. It is now time for what time is it now for Walt? We gotta let him say it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Now it's time for Mike's millionaire mindset.
What?
Music is so funny. Hey, you know, one of the things I want to talk about, man, so many people, you stop, you know, you stop being motivated. You stop going after it. But what I'm telling you right now, you got to keep dreaming. Dreaming is what keeps you alive. Dreaming is what keeps you active. Dreaming is what makes your world go round. Without a dream, without a purpose, you go nowhere. Your dream is your journey. Your dream is almost your lifeline. For me, my dream keeps me alive. For years, I was fascinated with money and wanted to learn how to use it, but not abuse it. I wanted to learn how different people get there. And I kept watching, but I was never surrounded by people that was getting money. And so when I would talk to them about it, they thought I was crazy or thought the idea was out of its mind. And sometimes people laughed at it. And, you know, sometimes, man, you can't share your deal, your vision with everyone. Yeah, I know, man. I know. Sometimes you got to keep it close to your heart, but you have to speak it into existence. You know, I've been around in this thing for 25 years. And look, you guys will do it much faster than me. I promise you, you'll do it much faster than me. Why? Because I'll tell you all the different secrets and why. I'll tell you, hey, I'm like your mama. Baby, watch out for that corner. You know them cars are coming around. They speeding around that corner. Hey, baby, you know them interest rates are coming around that corner. You better adjust your price. You better get that correct management. But you have to take action, but you got to speak it in existence. I've constantly said we're going to get to 1 billion, and I never knew how. But I kept speaking. I kept sharing my idea. And quite frankly, it is not your concern on how you get there. You put it out into the world and it will come back to you. But you must be consistent. You must take action. You know, they say faith with no works is dead. I mean, if you don't put no work in, you don't make no commitment, you don't take action, how is it that your reality, your dream will become a reality? Because what happens when you don't take the work, you don't put the efforts in, you start running into these dream killers and these giant killers, and they just step in on your dream. But I encourage you, go network. Your network is your net worth. And because I've been switching my net worth is growing. And we now see the vision to go from millions to billions. You know, I've been around 4 or 5 different people in 1 week that all have $1 billion in assets. And some of you are on here talking about, I can't get one. Come on, man. Come on, woman. Everything is possible. Everything. You just got to take action. And like I always say, you will never win if you quit. So just keep taking one step forward on this 1,000,000-mile journey. And after your 999th step, you will have done the 1,000,000-mile journey. And guess what? Sometimes on this journey, you're gonna make a wrong turn. And that's okay. I made numerous mistakes. But we're getting there. We're moving there. We're in the right direction. And look, man, some of you be like, man, I can't. No, you are deserving. You are deserving to have it all. Each and every one of you, I want you not only to have wealth, but health. I want you to have the loving family. I want you to have the happy kids. I want you to have the nice cars and the nice house and the nice vacations. Whatever it is that you deserve it. And don't let nobody talk you out of your dream, because the dream is what keeps you alive. It literally keeps me up at night. And it makes me want to work harder. And at some point, it gets past the, don't get me wrong. I want to leave a legacy. Without a doubt, I want to leave a legacy for my kids, and that's what we're laying it down. But I'm leaving it not for their kids, their grandchildren's kids. But each and every one, here's the tough part. I'm gonna hurt your feelings right now. Even though you're doing it for your grandchildren's great-grandchildren's grandchildren, if you don't have them learning about the process and being responsible and educated about the economy and wealth, those kids that you left it for are going to lose it. They're going to lose it. So today, keep dreaming and take action. Educate your kids. Don't spoil them. You got to spoil them a little bit, but don't give them everything. And don't just give them all the money. Make them work for it. Give them a process so that they can feed themselves. Hey, man, that's my time. God bless you. God keep you. May God bless you beyond your belief, but not your capacity. And remember, you're one big deal away. God dog it, boy, I tell you, man. Hey, Wayne, what we doing here, man?
All right, I will choose one of you to get the t-shirt, and
I was born to be the
Turn
greatest.
that
that will
down.
be
I was born to be famous. Look, Mom, on the billboard, I made it.
Who's getting a shirt and book?
I used to be
Ive Edwards.
Ive
Ive
Edwards. Okay.
So send a chat to Walt. Walt, can you put your email there? So Ive Edwards can text you or email you his mailing address so you can get the book and t-shirt and your t-shirt size. All right,
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
All right, man. So, hey, give a big shout out. You show these attendees. Let's give them a shout out before we get out of here, man. We got Chris, Minerva, Aaron. Oh, my man Chris, he's always with us. He's handling investor relations. Donzel Edwards, who just won. Jamar Mills, represent ATL. Jared, Josephat, Calmago, always here. Marcus Williams, Robert, Royal Home Solution. My man Skip, and Thomas Whittington. Hey, guys, thanks so much for joining us today. And all of you guys on Facebook and Instagram, thanks so much. And remember, you're just one big deal away, baby. Peace. See you next week.
You guys.
about it for a minute. If you wanna go and get it, you gotta get up. Think about it for a minute. If you wanna go and get it, you gotta get up. Hey! Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I won't back down, no, no. No. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I stand my ground, oh, oh. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm stronger now, oh, whoa. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, here we go. You try to knock me down. You try to take my crown.